And I think in leadership, um, whether it's a corporation or a church setting, the leader sets the standard to prevent a lot of the disturbances. And what happens is, if it's people that's causing disturbance, if I mean, it's the same way. Even if you're a mother at home, if you allow your child to make a disturbance and you don't address it, the disturbances get greater. And then the other children are like, oh, well, they got away with it, so I'm going to get away with it. And so that's where the leadership factor, I think, comes in. And the same steps I said. What is the priority? Is all of the people underneath me, do we all have the same priority? If we don't, then we need to get back on the right. If this is going to be my community, and it applies across the board, whether in the home, whether in the church, whether in a job setting. If you have people working on a job or you have people in a church and our goals are not the same, our priorities are not the same, there's going to be disturbances, right? If we're in a home, I'm married, and our priorities are not the same, there's going to be disturbances, right? And so someone, us, because we know I'm teaching how to handle those disturbances, regardless of it, if someone else does that or not, we look inwardly. But in those settings, and as a leader, you set the standard for what you will allow or not allow, and people will follow that, right? If you are effective, I believe if you're effective in leadership. And what can happen is leadership is sometimes it can be led by emotions, which when it's led by emotions, or most of the time the disturbance are emotion related, I would say, maybe in a church setting. Um, when things are led by emotion, the perspective is off. Like you're thinking impaired. Those people that may be creating those disturbances, their thinking is impaired, right? And I won't get into the spiritual part of it because I don't know if we have people on here that are not aware of spiritual matters, and I kind of want to keep their mind on the topic. But yeah, so their thinking is obviously impaired, and you would use discernment and word of wisdom, word of knowledge to handle that in that instance. And I do not believe that disturbances should not be handled, right? There's some that's not personal. It's some of them are people having a bad day, and so you don't internalize those things, right? And then some of it may be personal, but then you decide what your priority is, right? The steps that I've given, I believe they will work in any setting.